Most of what I'm about to say, everyone's already said. So we're going to put most of it in the bin. So for those of you who don't know me, you're probably at the wrong wedding. So I first met Lydia in November 1995. And quite honestly, her manners were appalling. I mean, she didn't listen to a word I said, she cried a lot. She was a real attention seeker. And before I knew it, she was sort of everywhere. She was like in my house. She was like family holidays, my bath, you know? You name it, Lydia was there. And I was like, okay, fine. But, you know, before long, she'd whinged her way into my heart. And the deal was done. We were best friends. And I've used exactly the same quote that you used in your speech to quote the famous poets S Club 7. We are 2 in a million. So the most impressive thing to me about Lydia is her ability to overcome personal challenges. Not only did I set an incredibly high standard in the family, which must have been really difficult for her, but she's also done some incredible things, like gone from singing her first theatre school solo on stage, age 12, completely out of key, to performing the lead role in Evita merely like 5 years later. And then from crying her eyes out like a baby every time she got in the pool, to swimming for the Midlands, age 13. Thank you, very impressive. How many people here have ever swum a 100-metre butterfly? Go on, put your hands up. Not that table, but most of those people are in therapy now because it's really, really hard. But not for my sister. You knew at races, when Lydia dove into the pool, as elegantly as a plank of wood, hitting the water with her goggles around her eyebrows, that she was going to win. And I was so smug watching you from the stands. But as well as sport and theatre, she surprised us all by becoming a businesswoman. Now, Smidgy, I'm pretty sure this was inspired by our early entrepreneurial exploits. Age 7 and 8, renting out our garden house shed as an Airbnb. We didn't have any customers, I don't think. So we went on to selling ice cream at the bottom of the drive. And we got our financial strategy wrong because we were giving away for free. So I'm glad you've learned from our mistakes. But back then we wanted to do everything together, little Lydia. And our communication was almost telepathic, hence why most of what you've got in your speech is also in my speech. Except that time that I made up my own language and then got annoyed with you for not replying to me in my language. Even though you didn't have a clue what I was going on. So you're a great sport. But I never wanted to leave your side. Even insisting that we communicate by knocking on our bedroom walls when we were made to go to bed. And I can imagine the debates we got into with that. When we got to secondary school, I did what any self-respecting older sibling would and taught you how to be cool, which you've already referenced. So yeah, the fat tie, shirt untucked, shoulder bag, Jane Norman, makeup, and Lydia didn't really listen to me and instantly became 10 times more popular than me. She has this magnetic way of drawing people to her, and people just love her for being like exactly who she is. Don't look at me like that. So although Lydia is like extremely kind and compassionate, you all probably know that, she's incredibly hard on herself. Like, she worries about being a good enough partner, a good enough daughter, a good enough friend, and also about living up to her own potential. And I think that's because, like, you never settle for anything less than you deserve. And, you know, I think it's safe to say that you never kind of do the expected, you know, like you often take the road less travelled. And you inspire me to, like, forge my own path as well. Smidge, I'm nearly done. Smidge, it's cliche to say, but there aren't the words in the world to explain how much I love you. I honestly feel like I made you up in my dreams to be my best friend, because it just feels so unlikely I'd get so lucky to have you as a sister. I'm like so proud of who you are and like what you've overcome to get here, and like the path that you've forged. It's honestly incredible. I'm sorry for everyone who never gets to meet you. You said that about me. And yeah, I'll adore you forever, and I can't wait to continue growing with you and sharing in this next super cool journey in your life. I also hope today hasn't been too sweaty, because if anyone knows Lydia or done exercise with Lydia, you'll know that she's an incredibly sweaty person. But as Disney's most famous snowman once said, some people are worth melting for. And that person is Ollie McGrath. Yes. Ollie McGrath. Ollie has given me an in-depth understanding of why siblings punch each other. Ollie takes pleasure in winding me up, disagreeing with me whenever possible. And despite this, although I think because of this, I absolutely love the guy. Ollie is one of those people, it's been said already, but who lights up a room when he walks in. Like, he's just got this warm, infectious energy and just such a warm heart. I remember one Christmas he came into my room because he could tell I was like overwhelmed and just wanted to see if I was okay. And it just really stuck with me. So yeah, that's the kind of person he is. Yeah, and it hurts me to say this, but he's also pretty funny as well. I'm really glad it's you marrying my sister. When Lydia met Ollie, she was in a pretty bad place. She was in Leicester. No, but seriously, it's not that bad. She was a little bit sort of lost at that time. And Ollie helped her find herself again. He reminded her how funny she is and how great life could be. And I really saw that, like, in your eyes, you know, that, like, the light come back. And then soon she wanted to do everything with her friend. And I was like, okay. It was quite tough on me, actually, initially, but not as tough as it would be on Ollie when we moved in together. And then swiftly went into lockdown. So isolated from the rest of the world, Ollie had no choice but to tolerate me. And I'll refer you back to cultural icons S Club 7, who said it best when they said, if the world should stop, we'll still have each other. And we did, the three of us. But it was during that time that I saw just how much Ollie cares about Lydia by accepting all that she is, meltdowns and all, and asking nothing in return. McGrath, you're amazing, and you've done an incredible job with Ollie. Mum, Dad, look at me. Ollie, Lydia, you drive each other and support each other's dreams no matter how big. And Lydia, you are the most you version of you when you're with Ollie. So, quite cool that sound as well. So, to finish, I read that you're meant to end on your speech on an inspirational quote. So I'll leave you with this message from the 90s answer to Shakespeare. You guessed it, S Club 7. So please, if you wouldn't mind raising your glasses now and repeating after me. No matter what, you'll be forever as one. To Ollie and Lydia.